What is going on, YouTube? In today's video, we are going to be discussing a few things about buying your first truck, what to look out for, and what to avoid. So, yep, we're back on the road. I picked up last night in Lansing, Michigan. We're headed down to Laverne, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. And then we got a reload back from Glasgow, Kentucky, back up to Romulus, Michigan. So let's get into the video. A little walk around with the truck. We are in Indianapolis, Indiana. Taking a 30-minute break. We got some auto parts in the back. I believe they're interior pieces for GM. Not sure what kind of car, but not too heavy. 20,000 pounds, 550 miles. Pays good. I'm happy with it. Yep, so like I said, taking a 30-minute break. I'm about to shoot down and rest of the way. Probably gonna make it by like 10 tonight. Take our 10-hour unload in the morning and head up to Kentucky. Alright guys. Alright guys. Done with the 30-minute break. About to do the logs. Duty. Alright. Minute break is done and we're back at it. Parked up at the Loves right now. Alright, so topic of the day. You want to become an owner-operator. You want to buy your own truck. What to look for and what to avoid. Personally, purchase lease, I would stay away from that. I would rather go out and buy my own truck if possible. Finance or cash, depending on what you're capable of. I know a lot of people have questions of how much money do you need to purchase a truck? Depends on what you're looking for, what you're looking to spend, and you definitely need money for backup, for major repairs, and just like a safety net in case anything goes wrong. So if you're looking at let's just say $20,000 truck, personally, I would have at least $10,000 to $15,000 extra. That's just my opinion. Because 10 tires on a truck is a lot of money. Let's say you have a blowout, 2-3 tires goes out. Okay, you're spending money already. Turbo goes out, depending on the engine, could be from anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000. Things get expensive on these trucks. they like parts get really, really expensive. But don't let that discourage you. That's why I'm saying have that safety net. About $10,000 to $15,000 in your bank account after you purchase the truck. Either finance it or cash it out. When buying a truck, I got a couple of things, key things to look at. Mileage, the condition of the truck, and paperwork. Paperwork, I mean, meaning paperwork from maintenance records, major repairs, to PMs. How well was the truck maintained? And you know, that'll show you a lot. Because personally, my truck, everything I do to this truck, every single receipt is in a folder. Every single receipt is in a folder, and then I also put it in my iPhone notes. What I did, what mileage, when I did it. So if a person can present you that, if the seller can present you that, that's a sign of a well-kept truck. Maintained and well-kept. Paperwork. Also, don't be discouraged if you're buying a truck and it has a rebuild on it. If it has the correct paperwork for that rebuild, I wouldn't stress about it. I wouldn't stress about it. Now, when looking at trucks, what engine do you want to go with? Do you want to go with a Volvo engine? Do you want to go with a Detroit engine? Do you want to go with a Cat? Cummins? Personally, I would go with the Detroit. Very cheap to maintain. Well, they're not cheap to maintain, but cheaper than Cat or Cummins or Volvo. Also, you got to consider what kind of freight are you going to be hauling? Are you going to be hauling drive-in, step deck, flatbed, reefer, oversized? All that, you have to plan it out on what kind of work are you going to be doing with that truck. You know, you can't buy a 400 horsepower truck and be hauling 100,000 pounds or 1,600 torque truck that's hauling overweight loads. So you have to kind of find a balance of what kind of truck you're looking for, but also the specs on that truck. I'll give you an example. This truck right here that I own is 500 horsepower, N14 Cummins. It had 373 diffs on it. I changed the diffs to 343 because I don't need 373 diffs. I don't haul mountains. I don't haul a lot of weight, so there's just no point of having such a high set differential for the loads that I do, or the work that this truck does. I do flat land. Even though we're going to Tennessee, it's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're out west coast, you need a higher differential to climb those hills. So you need to do some research on what's suitable for your kind of work that you're going to be doing. Look at the tires. When buying a truck, inspect the tires. Are they recap or are they virgin? Recap, I would stay away from. Recaps are not reliable. To my opinion, they let loose, they explode, and they're just going to cost you more money down the line. So once you're looking at buying a truck, I would go with virgins. Virgin tires. Now also, are you going to be doing local work, over the road, or regional? If you're doing local work, you really don't need a sleeper. If you're doing Midwest, I'm sorry, I'm used to saying Midwest. If you're doing 300 to 400 miles, and let's say you have to sleep there a couple times a week, you really don't need a big bunk as this one. I got 2 beds, a studio sleeper. I would look for a mid-roof. If I'm doing shorter loads where you have to sleep maybe once or twice or 3 times out the week, you really don't need that big of a cab. So, and plus, mid-roofs are cheaper. First truck, do not look at eye candy. Chrome does not get you home. Chrome does not get you home. Don't buy a raggedy truck, but don't go for just the looks. Buy something that's going to be reliable. And I say reliable, but in all honesty, it's a gamble. Buying one of these semis is sometimes can be a gamble. You might get lucky, but like I said, if you do your research, preferably buy it off an owner-operator, because that owner-operator had to take care of that truck. I shouldn't say had to, but in reality, for him to make money, he had to keep up with it. A fleet truck, I don't know. Honestly, that's iffy for me, because fleet trucks, believe it or not, they change their miles, they change their oil at around 40 to 50,000 miles, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's a lot. Even though scientifically the oil can withstand that kind of miles, can your fuel filters stand that kind of miles? Can your engine filter, oil filter, withstand those miles? Is that filter going to get clogged up or not? Because personally, I've had a 2016 Volvo, and I would change the oil every 12,000 miles. The fuel filter and the oil filter could not last more than 5,000 miles without filling up and clogging up. And what that does is bog down your truck, you lose power, and the filter's not working. So you got okay oil in there, but the filter that the oil and the fuel is going through is not good. It has to have a problem since it's clogging up. So that 40,000 miles, I can only imagine what those fuel filter and oil filters look like. So that's the one thing about buying from a fleet, because they're always looking to lower costs. And if you're changing oil at every 10,000 miles, it gets pricey. Now for a fleet, every 40,000 miles, they're saving a lot of money on oil changes and oil filters, fuel filters. So it gets pricey for them to be changing that much. And plus, they're returning the trucks. They're basically buying them brand new at anywhere from 300 to 500,000 miles. They're trading them in for new equipment. So the drivers that are driving in those fleets don't really care about it. It's not their truck, it's not their equipment, so they're gonna rag on it, they're gonna beat on it, they're not gonna avoid potholes, they're not gonna take care of the inside. It just becomes a raggedy truck. That's why I would stay away from fleets. Either buy it from a smaller dealership or buy it from an owner-operator. And like I said before, ask for the paperwork for those trucks. Y'all, we made it down to Tennessee. No problems, no issues. Traffic was good, which is unbelievable. We went through Indianapolis, Louisville, and Nashville with no traffic. Smooth sailing. Did pretty good. 550 miles. We just got here. We're in Laverne, Tennessee. And it's probably when I'm gonna spend the night. I'm at the company, but they're closed for tonight. I think they close around 5. So I'm gonna stay here or shoot down to the pilot like a mile away. Gotta offload at 8 a.m. and then head back to Michigan. Alright, y'all. Dose. All the docks are mine. I got her stretched out. You're looking good. This is the first time I've ever been loaded like this. We're getting loaded without a dock. So I think this is what we're getting loaded with, these racks. Said he's gonna set one on the back of the trailer and just bulldoze the rest in.